Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name's Koa and this is my plant channel. So today we are continuing our Koa's Plant Care Series. This is kind of where I would feature one plant in my collection. I'll talk about it, I'll talk about the different conditions it's in, and I'll talk about whether it's working or not for the plant. So stay tuned for that. So today we are featuring one of my favorite plants in my collection. I may be saying that a lot, but a lot of the plants in my collections I really do enjoy having around. But this is like one of my favorites. It's actually the first plant that I purchased before I kind of fell in love with plants, I guess, or when I first fell in love with plants. When I first fell in love with plants, I got this plant first. So let me just show you. This is what it looks like. Start from the bottom. It's in this 5-inch potty pot. And let me just show it. Let me focus it on the camera. Here we go. All the way to the top. Before I go on, I'm just gonna remind you all of the 4 categories I normally talk about. So first thing we're gonna talk about is the lighting. What kind of lighting I have this plant in, and if it's liking it or not. Secondly, we're gonna talk about the watering and how that's going. Thirdly, we're gonna talk about the pot it's in. And fourthly, the soil that I have it in. So let's get started. So in terms of the lighting, I have it right here next to my desk here. If you are not familiar with my room layout, I'm going to put the card somewhere on the screen. I think it goes like here, I guess, or here. I don't know. I think it's here. I'm going to just look back at the video or look at the video just so you can get a feel of my room. I explain this almost every video when it comes to Plant Care Series, but it's right next to a southwestern window, like my marantas in my last video. My marantas are right here, so they're actually close by. And then I have one of my peace lilies over here too. So it gets very bright light, very bright, but it's not as bright as the marantas because I have it tucked away in the corner here, and this is right next to Kata's cage too. So it gets a pretty good amount of light, but not as much light as the green and the red marantas behind me. Okay, in terms of watering. Now for me as a beginner, when I first got this, it was July 2019, I believe it was. Ooh. I got this July 2020, I think it was. I think it was last year I got this. If not, I'll correct myself on the screen. But when I first bought it, I actually mistaken it for a Monstera Deliciosa. Yeah, I had ordered it off of Amazon. And at the time, that was just like the only place I could think of getting it from. I don't know, like my Lowe's didn't have it, my Walmart didn't have it at the time. So bought it on Amazon from Costa Farms. I got it, I was like, oh my gosh, this plant looks different than what I thought it was. But a few months after, I looked back at the listing and it said Monstera Adansonii. Did I say that? This is a Monstera Adansonii. It said that and I was like, oh, like I bought the wrong plant obviously, but it worked out anyway. So watering, took me some time to get used to the watering. It was fine during the summer, okay, fall it was fine, but during the winter, I really struggled with this plant a lot. So I was really trying to lay off on watering all my plants because I'm like an overwaterer. So my initial response to anything is just to water it more, but that's not really necessarily the issue a lot of times, especially in the winter. So I got a ton of yellow leaves for underwatering it. I got a lot of leaf loss. It was a bushier plant over the summer and now it's no longer one. It may look kind of bushy, but I have like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 vines in here. So it looks kind of bushy, but not as bushy as I want it to be. So that is my project for the summer, to make it more bushier. Yeah, so I ended up buying a moisture meter because I just didn't want to risk any more yellow leaves. And ever since then, it's been really good. I probably water it every 2.5 weeks, maybe. It really depends on the temperature in the room, honestly. If it's colder, I don't water it often like at all. Last time I watered it was probably 2 weeks or a week ago. You can hear Kata. For the pot, it's actually in a potty pot, P-O-T-E-Y. Potty is a pot brand on Amazon, and it's actually where I get the majority of my plant pots from. I just like the design of their pots, and for this one it kind of has this cool mason jar look to it. Like kind of like has a beveled lip and a little bit of a bevel design on the front of it. So yeah, that's the pot. It's in ceramic, so that does eliminate me having to water it pretty often, which is kind of, I don't know if it's good or bad now, because now I have to like remember to water it instead of actually overwatering it. But that's cool for now. It works. So for soil, I have it in a general potting mix with a little bit of extra perlite since it is in ceramic. I just want to be cognizant of not rotting the roots, so that's what it's in. But I also top dressed it with leca because in the past I had a problem with this plant, and in the past I had a problem with this plant with fungus gnats. So the leca helped with the fungus gnats. It kind of prevents the fungus gnats from laying their eggs in the soil. So that's no longer a problem, but it's now the soil mites. I had a problem with pests with this plant for a little while. When I went to film this video the other day, looked it up, people were like, oh, it's soil mites. They're called, oh god, I forgot what they're called. Pretty much it's a soil mite. And I'm like, ugh, I really wouldn't like it on my plant, but they're saying that it helps the plant. It kind of eats or like eradicates the bad pests on the plants. I said, let me just keep them on, let them help the plants out. If I see anything weird going on with the leaves, then I will go forward with getting rid of them, changing out the soil. But I've done that before in the past with this plant, and it's been fine. I don't know. Recently I've been noticing that like the new leaves that come out when they emerge, they take some time to unfurl. And I think I read that because Monstera leaves are so thin, they do appreciate a little bit more humidity than like your like other plants, I guess. So, but not as much as like a calathea or maranta behind me. So I do have my humidifier running here and there. Like once a week I'll put it on all day, even into the night, and that's pretty much it for this plant. But it doesn't get like, it doesn't have any type of humidity around it, but just kind of like around the area over here. So I think it helps with the humidity in general in this area. So based on the conditions that I have it in, I think that it's doing pretty well. I am getting a new leaf probably once every 2 weeks, which could be better, but again, it is winter, so I'm hoping with the spring coming it'll be faster, and I'm hoping that the leaves become bigger. But since I had the soil mites on this plant, I kind of went crazy and wrapped it in bags to kind of snuff them out, I guess. And I sprayed it down with neem oil, and I was really trying to get rid of the soil mites, but they're still back. So it obviously did not matter, but in the process of doing that, I think I may have shocked the new leaf. So the new leaf is looking a little funky, but I think I'm gonna chop and prop it, and put it back into the base of the plant so that's more full for the spring. Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you all for watching again. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have a Monstera Adansonii. If you have any plants that require similar care to this one, I'll be interested to find out which ones. And stay tuned for the next Koa Plant Care series. There'll definitely be more, because I do have like about 70 different plants in my room. I do have some duplicates, but I have a lot of plants to go through, so this will be a long series, but it'll be fun. Okay, thanks for watching again. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.